2018 Mercedes AMG GT R for $110,000 to $120,000 on the used market. Are you better off getting this or one of the other options in this unique price range? I did review another AMG GT R on the channel before, but that one was heavily modified. This one is bone stock. And also love this green, it is gorgeous. This is the launch color, I believe. We're powered by a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, making 577 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 7-speed DCT transaxle right here in the back to help with, of course, with weight distribution. It's actually the same Getrag DCT as in the 458 Italia. We're weighing in around 36 to 3,700 pounds. We have double wishbone front and rear with rear axle steering, a 9-stage traction control system, and a pretty heavy discount on the market because brand new, the MSRP on these was around $200,000. And I think it definitely has the road presence. It's a larger car, longer wheelbase. Love the rear end especially. I think it is very classy, very sporty and aggressive. These wide hips and the carbon spoiler, of course. The interior as well, it feels like a very special place, unlike anything else. Super wide tunnel right here with uniquely spaced buttons. It's just a design that you don't really see anywhere else. You got the yellow stitching, carbon fiber, Alcantara. One question that many of you likely have is how this compares to a GT3 Porsche, which in terms of MSRP, historically at the time, 2018, was actually lower than this, but has held its value much better. So if you're looking at 991 GT3 territory, you're looking at the higher end of 100, almost $200,000. And I'm curious how this fares because this is higher MSRP, lower current market value, but those GT3s are beloved for a reason. Now we're going to put this into individual mode. Engine in race, adaptive dampers in comfort, manual shifting, Sport Plus exhaust, and traction also in sport. Right from the first turn, this feels a lot more nimble than you would expect. Even when I was doing a U-turn back there, the turning radius really sharp. And that's because it has rear axle steer. On these lower speed corners, you can feel the rear end actually rotate with you. Very sharp front end, which surprises you because a car that looks like this seems like it has all the weight in the front. But remember, we have a transaxle to help with the weight distribution. Jeez, this is a lot of power. Red line at 7,000 RPM. Incredibly pointy front end. Very direct. And the steering ratio, it's not too fast, it's just right. But it surprises you because the way the car looks, you don't expect it to be this sharp in the front. The double wishbone geometry and the weight distribution and how they've tuned it, it's really something. Now even in comfort, this is a bumpy ride, as you can likely tell from the footage. DCT, nice and quick. Not quite modern Porsche PDK level, but really nothing you can't really fault it. Steering also has a good amount of road texture. Mid-corner load up is not as dynamic, but the directness and the feel is excellent. And let's give you a pull. We're a bit traction limited. That's not something you need to worry about with 911s, right? Because you have the weight in the rear that helps you put the power down with that rear engine. these inputs are actually excellent. Oh, the brake feel is truly excellent. Carbon ceramics. It's like that very, you know, Porsche has a very unique feel to it, but it's not the only correct way. What they've done here is also dialed in the inputs in a beautiful way where the throttle, brake, steering all feel just right. The owner, there is one thing he modified, which are these magnetic paddles, which modernize the car because stock, they are a little bit mushy. Yeah, you can feel the rear end wanting to rotate with you on throttle. What an excellent car. It communicates that to you as well, so you can find the rotation point pretty easily. It's not a scary car to drive. It is communicative. The engine, even though it is turbocharged, the way they set up these two turbos is such that you don't actually have much lag. It behaves in a surprisingly naturally aspirated way. Even the noise. You got the pops and bangs too. It doesn't breathe quite as freely as naturally aspirated, of course, and you can hear that. But I'm very impressed with what they've done here. On paper, it seems like a car that would have more compromises, more issues with it. The large size, the heavier weight, front engine, rear wheel drive, twin turbocharged engine. But a lot of those concerns are actually not founded when you get behind the wheel. Now there is, I suppose, one big price that you are paying, which is that when a car weighs closer to 4,000 rather than 3,000 pounds, the way you get it to be more agile, and this thing feels incredibly agile, the rear steering is really doing its work, as well as the double wishbone suspension, you do have to make the car much stiffer. So you are reducing compliance because it's just physics. If you want a car to have good body control, be immediate and set quickly, you either need it to be lighter or you need to stiffen up the suspension. But wow, does this drive surprisingly well. Of course, the last modified one that had aftermarket suspension, that was tuned for track work, and this bumpy road was too much for it. This car, stock suspension, is still pretty stiff. But it feels like it can manage the road so much better, of course. And these turkeys are some thrill seekers, huh? Yeah, if you don't shift the transmission right before red line, it is going to hold you there, like in that shift from first to second. But it's a quick, smooth transmission. I like how crisp these magnetic paddles are. They do draw attention because these are so crisp and so modern and so precise that once you actuate them, it actually draws attention to the fact that the shifts are very quick, but not quite as immediate as something like a modern DCT from Porsche. But at $110,000 to $120,000, this is incredible value, incredible driving experience, and it's hard to fault this car. My friends, let me know what you think of the AMG GT R with a comment down below. Big shout out to the owner, Siddhartha, for letting me review his car. If you want your car reviewed, visit us on Jubbal and cars.com. Much love, my friends, and I'll see you all in that next one.